water treatment systems. John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to it. One-on-one. It's a beautiful day and the weather's held out. as soon as I say that, the trees start to pick up speed.
I was gonna say.
As soon as I said that, I looked up and the tree was chilling. And then I looked up again and it was dancing. It was break dancing. It was like Ozo and Turbo from breaking. They were here. It was getting it in. 402-464-5685 is the Starter Hammond text line. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, hit us up. Hit us up with a what's up, and we'll break it down for you. We've got some questions, and when we have questions, you bring in somebody that has answers for you. You got to do that from time to time. You can follow on the video streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, and LO channel 961. Get yourselves over there so you can see the man. Next to the man. Next to the man. Next to the man. There's only one proper way to bring him into what we're doing. Harrison Orange, if you would please hit that man's music.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash with a silver hat about his head and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
I wish I had like the proper percussion handy just to like, you can air guitar. Do you air drum? Is that?
Yeah, I think this one requires the drum set.
Do you air drum?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is air drumming a thing like air guitaring?
Absolutely.
Okay, I want to make sure. Barry Thompson, the coach, joins us here on the ticket. BT, who you with?
DP, what up, baby? What up? What up?
I'm feeling a little saucy.
A little saucy, a little sassy. I like that.
You can call me Bernays. I'm feeling
Bernays. Bernays. Bernays.
You can call me Bernays.
What about a little mole? What about a little mole?
Right. Like I'm in a Mel Brooks sort of mood. We were just talking. But I'm going to call an audible, Coach.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to call an audible because Jay Austin and myself, we were having the conversation.
Yeah.
And there's a thing that happens in football, especially at the pro level, that pro football teams get in so in their own heads.
Yes.
That they just refuse to change for better. They just refuse. And I said this is a thing, that if your NFL team starts with a C, so if your city starts with a C.
So Chicago, Carolina, Cincinnati.
Right? That if you're a college quarterback this year who wants to go heavy in the draft, make money, and stay there for a while.
I'm calling Archie Manning.
Right, like for any of if a team with a C, a city with a C calls your phone, you block the number. You block the number.
I'm calling Elway and I'm calling Archie Manning because didn't Elway refuse to go to Baltimore?
Yeah,
and then I know Peyton. Didn't Peyton? He was kind of tricky about where he wanted to go, and I know Eli.
Eli definitely was.
Wanted nothing to do with San Diego.
Caught Drew Brees up in the mix, right?
Yeah.
That he wanted to go through, and now Sanders is like, "Hey man, we were open a minute ago, so we saw some stuff." Like
no, that's my first call. I'm calling the Godfathers,
right? Like to ask the questions. So then it becomes, and here's the thing: the legacy of those teams in having bad quarterbacks. Now Cincinnati has had a run, right? I mean, you can say that Dalton was successful. You could say, you certainly say Boomer and Kenny Anderson taking them to Super Bowls. Even if they didn't win it, they got them there.
Those years are spread out awfully, right?
Well, but those are the stories, right? Yeah. I mean, look, Kenny Anderson played for a very long time. Boomer should have been in Cincinnati longer than he was. They allowed him to go to Arizona and the Jets and then have put up some more numbers that lead to his story.
Yeah.
But Carolina, you got it wrong.
Well, they had it right, when they had Cam.
You had it right with Cam, right? And then you decided trickeration was going to be what you were going to use, and it didn't. It didn't really. Like, look, Jake, the loam fell in your lap because the Saints were so bad at negotiating,
right?
That you somehow steal the Louisiana legend Jake Delhomme,
and plus they were kind of feeding off that NFL desire to have successful franchises. Remember, Jacksonville was very successul in the beginning, so they were feeding off that too a little bit, weren't they?
Well, but they did the thing that you drafted Kerry Collins out of Penn State in Carolina, but then what you did is you put around him, and this is part of what I want to talk to you about is what is the recipe for building a young quarterback. Because there are places that do it well, and there are places that do it poorly. Carolina, I was there for that. So I saw them go through and say, okay, we're going to get this young stud quarterback. We're going to give him a rock-solid run game. Like, we're going to be a running team, and it doesn't really matter. Like, we're going to – and then they did the thing that I always think, okay, rock-solid offensive line, and then I'm going to get you a top-shelf elite tight end. To give you the easy pitch and catch with, right? Right. So I go get Wesley Walls. Yeah. I got a guy, right? Like easy. Like,
and Ray, did they get Ray?
Yeah, like well, we look. I didn't say he got him all right.
Okay.
But you went and got Muhsin Muhammad,
right?
And Mark Carrier, and you Dwayne Bates. You had some dudes who could simply carry the mail. Willie Green. You had some guys who could carry the mail. Right? I don't need for you to be sexy. Is the house clean? Are the meals edible on time? Right? Are the bills paid? That sort of thinking. Jacksonville did, you go and get Steve Berline, you trade him back and forth. Mark Brunell comes through. You go and get him an all-pro runner. You go and draft Tony Pacelli because you know the importance of offensive line play. You get
he was done by that point, though, wasn't he?
Right, but here's the thing, though. You go and get the Jimmies. Right, you go get Smith and company to go catch passes for you. Both of them have borderline Hall of Fame careers at the receiver position because they catch in such high quality, high volume that your young quarterbacks can develop. Hey, we ain't asking you to be sexy. We're asking you to be good consistently. So now, fast forward to the NFL.
Okay. Oh, and it's so funny you didn't describe that as the NFL, but go ahead.
Oh no, we were going for it, right? That you jump forward and then. Here's the Bryce Young story.
Right.
That at every corner and every box that you could check before a year ago, before 14 months ago. 14 months ago, this guy was an elite high school quarterback.
Right.
An elite thrower, high intelligence, high IQ, all the stars, right? Yep. Went into a full-on competition into a quarterback factory with the greatest college coach to ever exist and have that coach co-sign you as the keeper and face, the absolute epitome of what a quarterback should be in the best program in the country, and he wins for you.
Yep.
He wins for you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, a 704 area code calls Bryce Young. He all of a sudden now forgets 22 years of playing quarterback, Barry Thompson. 22 years. Yeah. All of a sudden, he left the drive from Mobile, Alabama, from Birmingham, from Tuscaloosa to Charlotte.
No.
We're not going to call that the Bermuda Triangle for quarterback because a top flight number one quarterback left Alabama and a bum showed up in Charlotte who can't throw the football or make solid football decisions.
Yeah.
Barry Thompson, quarterback through.
Yes.
What happened? Tell me what happened.
Well, let's start with why quarterbacks or teams are successful. So let's leave the quarterback out of it because you need conditions for the quarterback to be successful. You just can't draft one, give him the ball, and go to the Super Bowl. We know that. So then how are you constructing, what's the foundation, what's the cornerstone? So we know all good teams have great line play on both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you get that done, then you can build out. And the preference would be to build out the defense first, right? To get them, like I said, in the NFL, and I think in general, people have a lot of stats when it comes to defense, but they don't keep track of scoring defense. Can you construct a defense that doesn't give up a lot of points? That's one. Now you've got the offensive line there. Now we put a quarterback and a running back and a receiver into that formation, in that equation. And now we have the foundations for a little success. And to jump to Nebraska, if you watch the way Dylan's asked to play, these are very simple things that he's asked to do. You look at that defense just swarming everything left and right. You have an offensive line that it can get off the ball and run the ball and is getting better with their pass protection. And it gives you a chance every now and then to see something special that the quarterback can do. But that's how it has to be done. You look at quarterbacks that come in and have been successful. Those are the ingredients. First, you've got to take care of the biggins. They got to be able to protect, and you've got to have biggins that can defend. You build it out from there, and then you slowly let the quarterback grow into whatever it is you're going to ask him to do. You just see the formula repeated over and over again. Go back to the famous Jimmy Johnson trade, right? Go back to the Patriots. They won't get much credit for it. Their names aren't household names, but there was never any problem hardly with their offensive line. There was never hardly any discussion about their defensive line. They had guys that were there taking care of the line of scrimmage. You go back to the Niners when they had their run, right? Some of those guys got names. They were good on both sides of the ball on that line. And then you filled in with all these superstars, and they were allowed to go do what they did. The second thing is you have to have somebody there from an offensive perspective that can help the quarterback not understand the game. So, yes, Bryce Young is very smart. He has a lot of football under his belt, that type of thing. But the NFL game is different, and there's a way to go about winning NFL games. There's a premium on moving the chains, moving the sticks, right? There's a way that you sometimes in certain down and distances, you hit the check down and you punt the ball. You're always keeping track of time and score because now you have field goal kickers that can make field goals from 50 plus 2 or 3 times a game, and games that are often decided by 3 points. It's a very, very different thing for a quarterback to step into. Plus, he's stepping into working with men, right, who know what they're doing, and they got to rely on you for their food. That's another dynamic that a young quarterback needs to be eased into. At 22, he's got an experienced guy who might be 28, already got 3 All-Pros, and he's looking at this guy and said, man, my God, can you get the ball to me? So all of that has to be managed in a careful way to give a talented quarterback a chance to demonstrate his talents. And, by the way, that's if you're asking him to do things that he's good at doing. Now, if you twist it around and you ask him to do some things that he's not good at, then you're really retarding the whole process. And there has to be some consistency. There has to be some integrity. It has to be a sense of a plan. He needs people to guide him through the emotional parts of the game, how to handle himself off the field. I'm making quarterbacks sound like babies, but when they start, that's kind of, they just don't come fully grown. They really don't.
Through all of these things, then the other side of the spectrum, the other end of the spectrum, is from a program that has had some difficulty producing quarterbacks who have success on the NFL level. And that people have said, maybe it's the program, maybe it's the system, maybe it's the training, development, or lack thereof. But that's been a problem that a lot of quarterbacks came out of the program in Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So then you make a decision that in the battle between 2 pretty talented young men and bad programs, bad organizations. One goes to Charlotte, struggles.
Right.
One goes to Houston and shines like a diamond. Right?
Yes.
Rihanna's singing about him and is like, look, man, shine bright like a diamond.
Yep.
So what happened in Houston? to
Well,
allow
I mean,
Stroud
yeah, all the things I talked about were already in place in Houston, right? That line, nobody talks about any problems on either side of that line, and you can fill out with the other players to play. And then steps into that process. Now, I don't know who's the mentor there or who the OC is. I'm sorry if I don't. But it's clear that CJ Stroud, somewhere along the way, knows how to prepare professionally. I saw a little, I don't know what it was, a video of him last January of him explaining one play. And I had never seen him play. I heard the kids talk about him. And I saw this and I said, that's a good quarterback. He can talk football in a way that like a veteran can. And he's getting better and better all the time. So again, he didn't step into the Houston Texans after Deshaun left. He didn't step into that mess, right?
Yep.
He stepped into another thing. And that's the other thing about quarterback play. I'm just not convinced that the people that are doing the choosing always know what they are looking for in the quarterback that they select. And watching the NFL over the years, there's only a few of them who can consistently choose a guy that's really great or get him to be productive. And, Andy Reid has done that. Bill Walsh did it back in the day. I'm trying to think of who else had some consistent success. Of course, the Redskins with 3 different quarterbacks. And I'm going to tell you something else. The OC the head coach with the Vikings, O'Connell, he's done that. He's had about 2 or 3 different quarterbacks in there, and he's gotten a way for them to be productive. When you look at people like that, if I was in the city with one of those C's, I'd be putting my radar to get one of those people to solve this issue for me. And then a lot of times they'll come in and tell you all the things I told you, and then maybe somebody doesn't listen to them, which I think happens a lot.
Yeah. Well, we've been in those rooms.
Yes,
with
we have.
coaches who don't listen. Far too often, there are people put in positions of decision making.
Yeah.
And shouldn't be, honestly, shouldn't be, but that doesn't stop them. So, Barry, build the quarterback room for me in full. That if you're going to draft, especially, and let's be clear, drafting quarterbacks in the first round in picks 1 through 10 is different than drafting quarterbacks in positions 25 through 50.
Right.
It's a different list.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be.
Well,
because the same rules should apply, but different accountability, different rules, different budget. Right.
And then budget. That you said the key word. Because all these programs, people may mistakenly think that all these teams are dealing with unlimited amounts of money. It's not just the cap. It's the budget that the owner gives you and said, this year, this is what you're operating under. And then the guys go back and have to make that work based on what they have and what they think they can do. So you can see quarterbacks like Gardner Minshew, and you can see guys like who's at the Vikings now? The big quarterback from SEC. What's it? Darnold, right? Who did a lot of work in the offseason, by the way. That's the other thing. But you see him, and he's with O'Connell, who has gotten productivity out of quarterbacks, and maybe they make it work for a while until they land on the guy that you're going to give a lot of money to. There's just too many situations where you've seen teams have what appears to be a franchise quarterback, and they don't do the right things around them, and it becomes less than what it should be. And then there are other teams or organizations who seem to identify, hey, this is a guy, we're going to make all the smart decisions, and they go on a 3 or 4 year run. So inside those organizations, the ones that are consistently getting it wrong, all we can really know is they are consistently getting it wrong, and they don't have the gumption to say, hey, what how can we do this differently, because we're not getting it right.
I think a big part of this, and these are the coaching conversations we've had, that the belief for bad coaches is that they need to have all the answers.
Well, they know everything. The bad coaches know everything.
The constant for good coaches is getting to the right question.
Yeah,
I want to break. I want to put that on a shirt.
Yeah.
That just like if you to define a coach, you'll tell me everything I need to know. if I ask you, do you know everything or do you get to the right question? And how you respond to that tells me everything. Barry, we'll throw the break when we come back.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to come up with the worst quarterbacks that you can think of.
I got a couple for you.
NFL, right?
I got a couple.
And then tell me why they were the worst quarterbacks. And then we'll do the difference. We'll do the other. And the best quarterbacks you can think of and why they are the best quarterbacks. Because I think in those things are the answers. DP, Barry Thompson, the ticket. We'll be right back.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at USC in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at HuskerFanTravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a downtown LA hotel, exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at USC. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at HuskerFanTravel.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We appreciate you hanging out with us. We see you on the text line. Barry Thompson is with us here on One-on-One. Barry from the text line says, Barry, please explain Green Bay's run of quarterbacks. Now, this is a story. This was a story, right? That let's go as far back. You can even go back pre-Bart Starr. But think of Green Bay. That Bart Starr, Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowls 1 and 2, plays until, and then you get into the era. You tried Lynn Dickey, that didn't work.
Right.
You had some Virginia's finest, the Magic Man, Don Majkowski came through, gave you a run. You drafted poorly around him, but he helped you identify the Sterling Sharps of the world, right? You did a thing. You get lucky. You get lucky. And some bad management in Atlanta sends Brett Favre to Green Bay.
Let me stop you there. Let me stop you. The big change was, remember, Holmgren was in there. Gruden was there. Reed was there, right? All these guys that were the sons kind of coaching-wise of Bill Walsh. So now you have a guy who identifies what they want in a quarterback. And that starts, and I think that kind of that bloodstream got into that organization and allowed them to choose. I'm not so sure that the last choice that they've made is still in that same lineage. But that's a heck of a run that they made in choosing quarterbacks and putting things around them.
I'd love Jordan Love.
Yeah. Okay.
Matter of fact, I like Jordan Love more than I liked Brett Favre coming out of Southern Mississippi. I like Jordan Love. Favre caught lightning in a bottle in a way that, listen, bravo, exceptional. But for tool for tool, high IQ, because Brett Favre did not have football IQ when he got to Green Bay.
No, but okay, yeah. So famous Brett Favre stories, but again, the structure around him that was continually helping him understand the game in a way that his talents came out. Even the guy that didn't have the IQ, didn't know what a nickel defense was, didn't want to look at film. Right? There was that structure around him that said, "Hey, we've got something here, and we're going to coach it up until it works." And then you have Aaron Rodgers behind that, that comes in, and the intelligence in which he played that time. And then, the things around them, it got a little tougher to get the things around him that he wanted to, or that he thought he needed to win consistently. But, Aaron takes that in a different direction. But it takes that. I didn't mean to take you off your thought, but.
No, but do we not know? Have we not accepted the fact that you literally can go back to the Dorsey Levens and Amon Greens of Green Bay and recognize why those quarterbacks always, in a terrible Lambeau Field throwing condition,
right,
that they always managed to find somebody who could run downhill finish with power, catch the short throws out of the backfield when the weather got crappy.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Same thing
right?
in Buffalo. Remember Jim Kelly? You know, it's an awful place to play, supposedly.
Yeah.
But they always were able to find these pieces and great things to put around to help that franchise win. It's just the bloodstream and the decisions and people that are really clear on what it is that they want and how they're going to structure it within the limitations that they have and being consistent. And you've got to continually help a quarterback understand what it is he's seeing, how to deal with things, and giving them answers. When you look at Pittsburgh, again, not another great weather place to play, right?
Right.
When they settle on their guy, they have a history of kind of getting the most out of them. And they have consistently created that kind of competitive environment to fill the team. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off track, but
no, this is what we do. This is why this is why we're pros. Remind me to do a thing and two things in the final segment.
Okay. I got an announcement for you too. Go ahead.
Yeah, we need to highlight Leah's website.
Okay.
Right? We need to do that. And then what you're cooking, but we'll get to that. Right.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure that we do those things kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We talked about bad quarterbacks.
Yes.
And I'm not doing this with malice. It really is, as our mentors would say, this is a teachable moment. This is a coachable moment.
Right.
So what generally defines bad quarterbacks? If you want to take the traits that commonly show up when quarterbacks are bad in the NFL, what are they?
Interceptions.
And
interceptions. I mean, the first job of a quarterback, to me, I said before, if you're filling out the job description for a quarterback, the first three objectives are a total of 6 words: win the game, win the game, win the game, right? And in order to win the game, first thing is you got to take care of the football. So for me, it's a quarterback that throws interceptions. And so when you look at that, there's a lot of reasons for it. And some of it should be that he maybe shouldn't be out in the field. So that's what I look at. And I found one for you. Let me did Harrison look it up? I'm going to read this because this is really unusual. So I'm going to go here. There's a guy named Frank Trupica. And Frank Trupica, maybe his dad. So let me read this real quick. He was a 9th overall pick, and he threw 18 touchdowns and 39 interceptions in his first 4 seasons with 3 teams. Then he goes to Canada for 8 years, comes back in 60 for the Broncos, and then he leads the league in completions, attempts, yards, and he threw a franchise record 34 interceptions, which is only the 3rd most in league history. And then somehow 2 years later, despite a 6-7 record and throwing 25 more interceptions, he made the Pro Bowl.
Wow. And here's what's funny. He's in the Broncos Ring of Fame.
He is. And Peyton had to unretire his number so he could retire his number.
Bro. So Frank Tribuca is in fact the dad of one of my favorite Notre Dame hoopers, Kelly Tripucka.
Yeah.
And Kelly, my favorite thing about Kelly was that at his time at Notre Dame, they had one of the most premier elite PA announcers doing the starting lineups. And the way that he said Tripucka's name just made my Saturday. Like it was like, oh, yeah, guard Kelly Tripucka. And I was just like, yes, you are. And they were brilliantly connected to DC because they had John Shoemate and Donald Duck Williams. Imagine having a player named Donald Duck Williams on your Notre Dame team, and they ended UCLA's great winning streak on a Saturday in South Bend, Indiana, and it was John Shoemate, Kelly Tripucka, Donald Duck Williams, and it was like, I love this guy. Went on to the Pistons. I think this guy averaged 19 a game in the NBA.
Yeah, Kelly had a little career.
Yeah, Kelly, and as a statement of fact, Barry Thompson had one of the great white afros in the history of sports.
Yes.
Kelly Tripucka had a run of the best white dude afro ever.
Yeah.
Ever. And then he had the really good afro.
Yeah.
Well done.
So his dad was pretty good.
17 points a game.
Yeah. So if you think about quarterbacks, it's easy to put Ryan Leaf at the top of that. I don't know that he really deserves to be there, but what makes him so dramatic is that there was this, you go back and do it, everybody was almost taking polls as to whether it would be Peyton Manning and Ryan. And again, it's the San Diego organization at the time, right? And, people were convinced that Ryan was better than Peyton. And I think they, it's just, and he's had his time and he's come back and all that stuff. I have 2 Raiders for you. Andrew Walter, who was really bad, right? Good at Arizona State, really bad. And then they followed that up, my lovely Raiders, by drafting Jamarcus Russell.
Barry. I gotta pause you, bro. The picture. Can you flip that? Can you flip the camera on there, Harrison? So outside the window, you get the runner. You get the picture windows, and right outside there's a runner. And she went and emptied up right there in the
did
bushes,
she really?
Man.
As soon as she heard Jamarcus?
I missed it. Bro. She was
It must be that purple drink.
Bro. No, she's running. And then, she went up, emptied the tank.
Yeah.
Started running again.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah.
No.
I saw it. I was working here.
It was right in front of us. I just kind of went, oh man, what are you doing? That's terrible. So the Raiders with Andrew Walter. Right. Legitimately, I had concerns, but they also did the same thing with the Robo QB, and a kid built from birth to play quarterback.
Oh, and Marinovich.
Yeah. Todd Marinovich was supposed to be, the guy never had fast food, never drank a soda, never smoked, never drank, never did, he was, everything was about being a top level NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
Went to USC, did his thing, got drafted by the Raiders. What happened?
Yeah. It's amazing. You and I have talked about it. It's amazing who they give money to in the NFL at times. We've been talking about the quarterback position, but it happens at a lot of other positions too. That they give a lot of money sometimes to a person who was the big lineman they got from Tennessee, went to the Redskins, they drafted him. Who's that?
Well, Stubblefield.
Not Stubblefield. He was from the Titans. He out-leveraged. Man. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he got a ton of money. He got a ton of money. As soon as he got the money, he didn't care about playing. And my famous moment with him was there was a game where he got laid out, and they brought the stretcher out. Now, in the NFL,
he couldn't get through training camp.
Yeah, he couldn't get through training camp. But when they bring the stretcher out in the NFL, the most you should be able to do if they bring the stretcher is just like give a thumbs up, right? Yeah. This dude, halfway across, he sat straight up and started waving at the crowd.
Albert Hainsworth. Yeah,
Hainsworth. Yeah, that's right.
Albert Hainsworth. Yeah. Listen, Harrison, they set a time, like a long run, and you had to have a max time allowed, and he kept failing the test after being held out. And geez,
but he had his money.
$100 million is what he ended up getting.
And back then the $100 million meant $100 million back then. Like it meant $100 million. It's not like what it means now.
Hey, DP, on the best quarterbacks, my opinion about the best quarterbacks, they're closers. Okay. Those are guys that can summon.
Give me your Rushmore.
Well, I'm gonna put Stabler up there. I mean, come on now. I'm not gonna be fair about it. I'm gonna put
no. It's your Rushmore.
Okay.
What is happening in Lincoln, Nebraska today?
Yeah, run going on or something.
What, Harrison? Look at bro. What is happening?
Pan around. Let me see. Can you get it?
Oh, what is happening?
Oh, what is this?
Zombie.
Dude, that doesn't look good. Yeah, that doesn't look good.
No, what is happening
that's
tonight?
Not good. That's not good.
A little bit different here.
What is happening tonight?
Yeah.
This is
there's something going on here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man over there telling me I got to be with.
Yeah. We're gonna go to break to make sure that the building is secure. We'll come back. We'll find out what Barry's cooking. We'll talk about his daughter here on One on One.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com. Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at USC in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a downtown LA hotel, exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at USC. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment with Coach Barry Thompson, Fairfax Football Academy. He's having a good run this fall with his young quarterbacks.
Yep.
But I got a message from your beautiful wife. It appears Leela and Cindy are going on tour.
Well, yeah, they went to Chicago, but the big news is they're opening up a pop-up store in Petersburg, Virginia, and you can follow the progress at Leela's Instagram account, which is L as in Larry, M as in Mary, tweet, TWEET, LM tweet, and she's going to do a progress thing, and they've got some great products if you in the market for gifts and things like that, some really nice handmade artful stuff, and they're bringing in some other vendors. They're both very excited about it, And the store opens up, I think, October the 2nd, and they'll be open through January the 7th. So a great place to maybe get a gift. It's a little different, and some things for yourself as well. So LM Tweet.
Yeah, I went through and got some stuff today, some kits for the ladies from Link to Literacy here in town, because they were talking about while you were here, they were talking about the crochet kits, the knit kits.
Yep.
And so I bought some, so that'll support Lee and let it be done. But yeah,
appreciate
pretty
that.
cool stuff. I didn't know that she had the holiday stuff on there already. She has
it's coming up.
Yeah, the Halloween stuff, the spooky stuff is actually on the link. You can buy the kits, you can buy the equipment, the tools, the whole thing, or you can
just real quick, like if you've never done one of those before, it's a self kind of DIY type thing. So the patterns there, the instructions are there, and she has tutorials, and so it's a nice little thing that they're called mug rugs, she calls them, and she a lot of different cool designs. So you can make something yourself by hand for somebody else, but it's really cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Barry Thompson.
Yep.
What are we cooking?
Carnitas.
Let's go, baby.
We had carnitas. So a million different ways to cook this thing. On the stovetop, in the oven, backyard, traditionally in a copper pot. You can do it sous vide if you want to. Just Google a recipe, do it, and you'll love it. But the way I did it was I had about 4 or 5 pounds of pork. I think I had pork shoulder. Normally, when you cook carnitas, there's different cuts of pork. If you're doing outside, pork shoulder, just salted it, and then in a Dutch oven, I got about 2.5 cups of lard, literally lard going. Lard has a higher smoke point, and as the lard heats up, you just simply put the meat in there, and you bring it up to a boil. Oven is preheated to 300, and you just put it in the oven for about an hour and a half. After an hour and a half, you check on it. What will happen is the carnitas will not only cook and be tender, but it will start to crisp up and get a little bit brown on the outside. And then at that point, maybe 2 hours, you pull it out. You can obviously let it cool. And then your accompaniments I like corn tortillas, but you can have flour, red salsa rojo, salsa verde, a little pico de gallo. Really, really good, simple. Like I said, there's other ways to season it with citrus and cumin and all that stuff if you want to go that way. But carnitas, it's a great meal, feeds a lot of people. Very easy to do. Carnitas.
Barry, I'm going to have you send the pictures of this delicacy to Harrison, so he can, when he cuts the clip of you describing it,
right?
Folks can actually see what this masterpiece actually looks like.
All right.
Because there's a finished product. Let's get back to we'll close out with your Mount Rushmore. You started with Kenny Stabler.
Yeah, Kenny Stabler. I got to put Brady up there. He closes. I like Montana, closes. Trying to think who in the modern day that trying to think. I like them, but I like the closers. The guys.
Is Mahomes on your Rushmore already, or does he still have work to do?
I'm sorry?
Is Mahomes on your Rushmore?
Yeah.
Does he still have work to do?
He's a Chief. God, he's good. He's good. I don't want to hate him.
Right? Like
Here's my problem with Mahomes. I don't want to hate him so much that I miss his greatness. And so, okay, just between us, as long as none of the other Raider fans here, Mahomes is on there. Okay.
Right. I've landed firmly that it's still too soon.
Okay.
Because there are too many quarterbacks who have had the 3-4 Super Bowl titles.
Yeah.
And managed to stay healthy long enough not to dirty their legacy.
Yeah. And
there's still some time for him to dirty his legacy.
Legacy.
Right? Like there's a part of that, right? I mean, because
if Andy Reid
okay, I'll tell you what. I got a temporary etching for Plunkett because I like Plunkett. Plunkett came back and did his thing and got the Super Bowl, and he was really good. And so those I'm gonna put Stabler, Plunkett. I got Brady, and I'm temporary, and I got a place for Mahomes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We forgive you anyway. Well, listen, let them know how to find you on social media, Barry Thompson, please.
Hey, just follow Instagram is the easiest, FairfaxFootballAcademy.com. We got some big announcements about Memorial Day in DC. I'm working with Tony Colson, the Gunslinger Challenge. We're combining forces, big event. So look out for that if you're willing to travel and hit DC Memorial Day. And then you can follow me on Twitter at VAQB8. You'll see a lot of postings about stuff like this and what my quarterbacks are doing week to week.
Yeah, and there's the reality. If you have a young quarterback and you're willing to travel just to get some work in, it will be an advantage for you and your young quarterback. I'm just going to let you know that along the way. Barry Thompson, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Love you. You know that.
Man. Thank you.
All right, brother. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go from one Virginia QB, turn defensive back, to a Virginia defensive back turn QB. DeMornay Pearsonell will take us through until the 8 o'clock hour tonight here on 93.7 The Ticket.